the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and Krissy Vann. That's me. And we're taking you on a little off-roading.
And every single week, we're going to be joined by our dope friend, Richelle from True Grit Moto.
Woo! Hey, I floss.
And every week, we are going to ask each other stupid questions, and we're going to answer them. And why, you may ask? Because we can. All right, this is your Motovation
Off-road edition.
What is something you just recently realized that you're embarrassed you didn't realize earlier?
Oh, I've had some of these recently in my journey of learning how to cook, but I need to mull.
Something that we're embarrassed about that we just learned.
Yeah, that you are embarrassed you didn't realize before. I have one, but I found this out about 24, which is in a very embarrassing age to realize you've got this wrong. I had the map of Canada completely backwards in my subconscious mind. And I was talking out loud about one of the provinces, and Dave was like, I'm sorry, where do you think it is? And then I got talking. He's like, could you just take this pen and paper and draw the map of Canada for me, please? And I was like, well, I don't know it exactly, but this is around what I see in my mind's eye. And he turns out very, very wrong. I had like 3 provinces correct. It was like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta. I had Quebec and British Columbia on the opposite sides.
Oh my gosh.
West to east.
Wow.
At the time, I didn't even know necessarily which way was west and east. I knew that the sun rose in the east and set in the west, but yeah. And everywhere still to this day, if I'm going somewhere, no matter what direction I'm going up. And when I come home, no matter where I live, I'm going down. So you'll hear me say I'm just headed up to Saskatchewan, or I'm just headed up to Seattle. Well, Seattle's definitely not up. So here's the thing. But in my mind, if I go anywhere, I'm going up. And if I'm coming home, I'm going down. So whoever taught me geography, I don't think it's your thing. I don't think you're passionate about your teaching career.
That's fair. I don't actually know anything about geography.
Get a pen and paper.
Let's start at square one.
Let's find out. You know what? Let's find out the hard and easy way. Come on.
I cheat because my whole job for the first half of my career was pointing at maps. So it would be real awkward.
You're
real awkward if that had been me.
Oh, I love it.
I have one where I was embarrassed for someone else, and I know them well enough that I got to share it because it's too good.
Absolutely.
I literally died. So this was my husband no more than 2 months ago. And a friend of ours had announced her pregnancy, which subsequently got to the topic somehow about breast milk. And he genuinely thought, as women, at any given time, we just had milk ready to go.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Right? Right? I literally laughed so hard for a solid half hour because I was like, no, you're not. You thought all this time you've known me and you thought I could magically be like, hello, world. He did. And it was so absurd in my mind. However, when I got to the root of it, it made a lot of sense. Traditional schooling was not his forte or interest. I mean, our educational system doesn't entice all different types of learners. And you can imagine when they had sex ed, or when I went to school, it was called Fully Alive. Clearly he was not paying attention. And then when else would you learn that? So he just in his mind had it in his head that it was just in the waiting wings. And if I really had wanted to make it happen, I could.
I love that shit. I love when when I do it all the time. I assume shit and I never question it past just my blind assumption. And yeah, that's why I'm surprised that I didn't actually have more, because I've had so many things where I'm didn't know that, gone my whole life and had a very skewed or just an assumption that was just blindly ridiculous. That's a perfect one. Yeah.
Yeah. All mine lately have been pertaining to cooking. I clearly never knew how to cut an onion. I leave things on food where Gav's that does not go in a pot. I just said no. But I'm learning.
I don't know if I want to share mine.
Now you got to. Now
all
suspense is built around it.
When I was younger, I can't really think of anything right now, although I do embarrassing things all the time. It's either embarrassing or just ridiculous because I'm not really that smart.
So I'm in the same boat.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But when I was younger, I thought legitimately that you could get pregnant for masturbating.
Amazing.
I feel like I might have gone through that phase as well. That or like eating a watermelon seed. I was like, oh shit.
It's going to grow.
Amazing. I thought people, when they got married, they immediately got pregnant. Like when you say I do, when I was a kid, I remember being at my uncle and aunt's wedding and they got married. I was like, I can't wait for that baby. And I just like, my head was staring at him like, amazing. We get a baby in the family. Because it said I do. Yeah. I was just like, congratulations. I cannot wait.
So wait, you're saying that we all thought something similar? This is good.
It shows of like why you need to talk to children about sex.
This is so important.
Yeah. And when they're like, stop stealing their innocence. And you're like, well, how about and know our bodies and just have a lot more common sense.
Yep.
Those are great. All right.
Okay.
2 that we're going to just do off the cuff here. What would you do if you had, I know $1 million isn't a crazy amount, especially these days. Me, myself, I'm 1,000-dare. I'm not anywhere near, but so that's a lot of money for 1,000-dare. What would you do with $1 million? Boom, it's in your bank account tomorrow.
Oh, I would start my business. True Grit. There we go. Let's do it.
Any investors out there, hit us up.
You know what to do.
Money to True Grit's tummy. But seriously, people should.
Yeah. Thank you.
Honestly, I would help my mom. And it's not even, my mom's done so well for herself. Like she re-educated in her 40s, becoming a registered nurse because she knew she'd have to support her family. And I just want her that motivates me to work hard in my life because I would love the opportunity down the line in my life to be able to just her never to worry. I don't love that she's retired now. And although she's comfortable for sure, but the fact she has to calculate, if I live this long, I'll have this amount. If I live this long, I'll have this amount. And that's brutal. Mm-hmm. So 100%, that would be where my priority is for sure.
My $1 million, I'd put a cabin. I'd buy our dream cabin. We're on the hunt right now, but we are obviously it's within a certain price range, which is difficult in British Columbia to have a budget to buy anything. And
budgets go out the window.
Yeah, right. So, we just cannot wait to have our little piece of paradise on one of these islands. So I would absolutely buy our dream piece. Because our quality of life, even though it's, exceptional right now, it will just like put it over the top for the happy medium of having that quiet space to go to, but then coming back and having the beautiful everything that the city has to offer,
Yeah.
Yeah. My goal is to have a good friend that has a cabin of her dreams that I can visit.
We share that.
I support.
Yeah. So let's get it. We'll do investors as well for the cabin.
Yep.
Everybody wins. Everybody wins. Win. Okay.
I'll throw in.
Yeah. Let's buy it. We were always saying that we should just buy a giant cabin. All us crew with the Moto community.
The OGs.
Right. Mm-hmm. What superpower do you wish you had?
I mean, I would love to fly.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd love to fly. That would be great.
Yes. I'll put a word in with our bird friends.
Yeah.
We have connections now.
That's a superpower, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you just did that in normal life, people would be like, whoa, that seems pretty super.
Oh, that's pretty super.
Look at her go. Set your shape ups. I don't know. Her Crocs are on 4x4.
Oh, she's off-roading. Yeah, with her.
She's off-roading. There we go.
Ooh, she put her straps up. That's why she could do that.
teleporting for sure for me. I mean, the flying would be great because then you're enjoying the journey. But if you could just instantly teleport to somewhere in the world, hell yes.
Oh yeah,
True.
that would.
That's
be
a good one.
And I would just surprise people. That was my face of surprise
on the sofa at home at your mom's house. Hello,
hi there.
She has a heart attack. Oh, that didn't end. I didn't see it going this way. Didn't work out.
I wish I could take back time.
Yeah, that would be mine. If I could
take back time,
I would go. Yes, I would be able to teleport back in time. So like go live a week in high school again with my high school buddies and do bush parties. And we had such an incredible crew our grad year. And there was about 20 of us that were just all good buddies. And our last grade 12 year, for like the last 3 months of school, we partied all the time. Every Friday we'd go to like have a party somewhere by the river at someone's house. We just knew it was this moment in time that we were never going to get with each other again. We just made the absolute most of it. And then college, I had an amazing college experience. So even if I could just go back in time and spend a week in those little pockets, for sure.
You just went off-roading with the Motovation Podcast, hosted by Laurie Joy Kingwell and myself, Krissy Vann.
And of course, a special thank you to Richelle from True Get Moto.
Whoop, boss it.
Never miss an episode by hitting like or subscribe. Connect with us on Instagram at Motovation Podcast and visit our website at themotovation.com. And in the meantime, full tanks, full throttle.
I think this is good though. It's like healthy, you know, like people will be like, oh my God, I don't floss.
Oh, it's gonna be so hard not to laugh to get through this intro.